Bungie confirmed that Marathon would have a ranked mode a month ago during their April showcase, but they didn't tell us anything about how it would actually work. Well, now we have some details, and it's interesting. Before we get into it though, I need to be clear about something. The information I'm covering today hasn't been officially confirmed by Bungie. This is based on leaks, so take it with a grain of salt. That said, even if some of those details end up being wrong, I think it's worth discussing. Because designing a ranked mode for an extraction shooter, that's not straightforward. But what's been leaked here actually sounds like a pretty interesting approach. So let's break it down. Before we get into the leaked details of Marathon's system, let's quickly talk about what ranked modes actually do for games. Here's the thing. I wouldn't have put nearly as many hours into some of those games I've played if they didn't have a ranked mode. And I don't think I'm alone in that. A good ranked system gives you a reason to keep playing beyond just having fun in the moment. For me, personally, I have fun when I'm improving at a game. And having a rank that reflects the work you put in, that gives you a clear goal to chase, that's what keeps me engaged. But how does a ranked mode work in an extraction shooter? Because that's the real challenge here. Well, the leaks suggest Bungie's approach is actually pretty clever. Because you can't base your rank on wins and losses in an extraction shooter. In Marathon, it's based on the total value of your inventory when you extract. Let me explain how all of this is supposed to work. Based on the leaked information, there will be 6 different rank tiers. Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, and Pinnacle. There is also a separate mention of an additional tier called Master. I don't know why, but it kinda makes me think maybe there might be a leaderboard attached to that rank, but that's just speculation on my side, but would be cool. Each tier has 3 sub-ranks, so you're climbing from Silver 1 to Silver 2 to Silver 3 and so on. Now, to enter ranked, you need to purchase an item that is called a Holotag. You can't join a ranked match without a Holotag. If you die, you lose it. And key of the ranked system is to collect other runners' Holotags in order to increase your rank. It will be interesting to see how much these cost, because depending on the price, you might not be able to endlessly grind ranked. You'd actually have an incentive to play regular matches to farm currency and buy more tags. Before you can start a ranked match, every crew member has to equip a loadout that matches or exceeds the gear value attached to your specific Holotag. So you can't just bring in garbage gear, you have to risk something real. Your rank progress is based on the credit value of the loot you extract with. You need to meet or exceed a set score target to rank up. And here is where it gets interesting. Looting enemy holotags lets you score points beyond that target. Different holotags at different amounts. For example, a diamond holotag, according to this article, adds 15,000 credits, while Pinnacle adds 20,000. If you successfully extract but don't reach the score target, you don't lose any progress. You just break even. And I think that's fair. You are not getting punished for doing what the game is literally about, which is extracting. But if you fail to extract and die, you lose points equal to the set score target based on your holotag. I know this might sound a bit confusing just hearing it explained, so if you want to read through the details yourself, I've got the link to the article in the description of this video. But moving on, what really stands out to me is that looting other runners' holotags not only adds to your score, but lets you exceed your target. That means if you're getting many kills, you can climb way faster than someone who's playing it a bit more safe. Now here is something else that caught my attention. The leaked information doesn't talk about choosing maps, but instead mentions zones. At first I thought this was just a wording mistake, but everything else in this leak is really detailed, so it got me thinking. What if rank doesn't take place on full maps, but more like specific areas within them. Every map consists of different POIs, which are points of interest, and you can think of them like small maps, like for Team Deathmatch or so. The league states that all players will have access to low-stakes zones for ranked matches, and players ranked Platinum or higher will have access to high-stakes zones. This actually makes a lot of sense. You can't just throw a bronze player into an endgame map like Cryo Archive and expect them to compete with max-geared players. Having different zones with different difficulty levels solves that problem. It also says that some zones can't be entered solo, and that the zones featured in ranked will rotate weekly. The more I think about this, the more interesting it gets. Balancing ranked is way easier if you have all players concentrated in one area, maybe with limited extract points. It could play out almost like a battle royale, where only one team is left standing. With a full map and multiple extracts, ranked wouldn't feel that different from regular matches. And honestly, this could be really good for the game. It gives you the opportunity to master specific zones, which directly translates to your regular runs. The better you are at all zones, the higher your rank. Speaking of high ranks, let's talk about rewards. We can expect cosmetic items that can be directly equipped, while other rewards will be given after the season ends. Pretty standard stuff. What I'm curious about is what type of cosmetics we're getting. I'm assuming banners, weapon charms, maybe even titles. I just hope they make rewards actually worth chasing, because honestly, a lot of ranked modes in other games drop the ball on this. I would love to see some type of aura or skin that really stands out, but we'll have to see for that. So that's everything we have from the leaks on Marathon's ranked mode. Like I said in the beginning, don't treat this as set in stone. None of this is confirmed by Bungie yet. But even without these specific details, I want to share some thoughts on why I think a well thought out and engaging ranked mode could really be the difference maker for this game. For me, the biggest thing about having a ranked mode is the motivation to actually get good at the game. To find the runner shell that fits my playstyle, to experiment with different builds, to craft the perfect loadout and weapon combination that complements how I play. Once you find that perfect setup, it gives you a real reason to farm those components and weapons, so you always have a stock of them in your vault. Another angle. Leveling up factions to max rank grants you access to the best items in the game. Normally, I might not care that much about maxing out every faction just for the sake of it. But if I want to climb rank and compete at higher levels, I'm going to need access to those top tier items. So ranked gives that grind actual purpose. It's also another reason to connect with other people who are serious about the game and want to climb together. I appreciate that you can queue solo, apparently, but having intense competitive team fights with a coordinated squad, that takes things to another level. I'm really curious to see how high elo lobbies will play out. But there is one major thing that worries me, and I know I am not alone here, and that's cheaters. Every multiplayer game has this problem. There is no question that Marathon will have cheaters too. The question is more like, how will Bungie deal with them? Getting killed by a cheater in an extraction shooter and losing all your gear is already frustrating enough. But in a ranked environment where you're also losing rank progress, that hits different. The $40 price tag should at least help reduce the number of cheaters compared to a free-to-play game, but still, it's going to be critical how Bungie handles this. Because if they don't get a handle on it early, it could seriously damage the competitive integrity of that mode. So yeah, that's everything we know about Marathon's ranked mode so far, and my thoughts about it. If this system works the way it's been described, I think it could be really solid. I think it's clever, a good approach. And personally, I trust Joe Ziegler, who's former game director of Valorant, to bring a solid competitive mode into Marathon. Now, I want to let you know, when Marathon drops, I'm going all in on this game. I'm as excited as you are, and I'll be live streaming for the first 2 weeks, grinding through the game, testing everything, and I really hope some of you come by the stream and we can talk about the game. I also have an idea of what type of content I want to make post-launch. And if rank turns out to be what I hope it will be, you can definitely expect me to be grinding that too. So if you're interested in passionate marathon content, gameplay, breakdowns, first impressions, whatever comes up, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the stream or the videos. I don't know if there will be more videos on Marathon before launch, because I only want to make content that actually has at least some value, but when something like these ranked leagues drop and get me excited, I want to share that with you. If you enjoyed this breakdown, leave a like. It helps more people find this content and it lets me know that you want more of this type of stuff. I'm curious though, what do you think about these leaks about the ranked system? Are you planning to grind ranked when the game launches? Let me know in the comments. I read all of them and love interacting with you there. Alright, that's enough from me. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.